Now, back on the point of your extroversion. We're talking about the Pagician.
The Pagician, yes. So this is where I was at.
You realise, this is when you were properly in radio by then.
Yeah.
So this was for Jase's, I got a feeling it was Jase's kid's birthday.
Yeah, this was last year.
Okay.
And I got asked to play the entertainment for his son's 5th or 6th birthday party. No, 5th birthday party, and be the magician.
Okay.
And do some tricks.
Okay.
And I call myself the Pagician. It's bloody awkward. I've done so much awkward stuff. I had to do stand-up comedy a few years ago for the show.
Why could I not find that online?
Don't. Please don't. If
There's
I tell you one thing, don't do that.
Well, this is what I found online. Where did I put this note? There was okay, the first one, this is a really good one, is the April 4th. So this is back when you're on ZM.
ZM, yep.
ZM, sorry. You had, so the guys played, there was Dead Air Chicken, the April Fool's Breakfast hosting bit.
Oh,
do you remember that? Where they made you come in because they were all sick?
Yes.
All three of, I can't even remember who the fuck it was.
And we weren't actually going to air.
No, you were just speaking to yourselves.
It was so good. It was
and
really
then the
well
Vegas wedding.
Oh, the Vegas wedding. Yeah, that was...
With your I think it was with your current partner at the time?
No? Partner at the time.
Yeah.
Who was Jase's mate.
Okay.
And this was really... So, like, prior to working with Jase, it had always been kind of music, pretty, like, in and out of songs, not really delving into my personal life that much.
Okay.
So I started working with Jase. It was like I just got hit by a train because he was like, boom, all right, which is great. But it was a shock to the system because he'd done such a different style. And so we had to find this common ground where I was like so green and like,
Okay, so this is the interesting thing. So you were in radio for 7 years, I think, right? Before you and Jase got together. I think it was like 2015.
2015. I'd been at ZM 11, 12. That would have been like my 5th year at ZM.
Okay. So they sort of almost set you both on a blind date. They're like, okay, we think you could be a good duo.
Yeah.
Go meet with each other. What was the first thing? What was the first thing you noticed about Jase?
I do remember we just clicked. Like, we did have good chemistry straight out the gates.
Okay.
I think he was like, who is this freak? Because I was in the corner of a pub and it was really dark and I was charging my phone.
Yeah.
And he was like, who? Like, I had to look over into the corner. I was like, hey, and I was on my phone. So, yeah, that was sort of the first time we met. And he was like, okay. I think it had a heads up from the lady who'd put us together that I was a bit of a different character. So we clicked really soon on. And it was lucky because it could have gone the other way. And it would have been horrible. Like, honestly, I cannot imagine doing this job with someone that you don't genuinely click with on air.
Yeah. I think what Jase does really well is he's able to... So you talk about integrating too many personal things. Do you think there's radio before and after Jase? Because I feel like, in a way, he's the one that's able to entice you to unravel that stuff.
Absolutely.
And therefore, it makes for good radio.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it was such a shock to the system, but oh my God, like... In that year and in the following years working with him, I think I learned that vulnerability is so important in the radio industry. And being on air, and you don't really resonate with people until you really put yourself out there. Yeah, which can be hard. Can be really hard. I
mean, you've spoken about this in prior interviews about divulging too much, right? But what does vulnerability mean? Do you think is it? I guess I'm trying to think, how much do you, because you've been asked it a million times, what's sort of the mark? Because I say to myself, like, what do I want to say? Okay, well, I don't want to give out names of people, like actual names. And I know you've spoken about that. So where do you sort of draw it at?
Well, okay, first of all, what's vulnerability? I think it's digging deep into something deep inside that, you feel really connected to, that, you're scared that other people might have like thoughts on that, you can't really connect with. But really it's just, That was such a shit answer. Cut that bit out. Hang on.
No, we're definitely keeping this in. This is the clip too.
No. So for me, vulnerability is take two. Damn it. I really wanted to come in here and be really smooth. Just like really profound and deep and sit down and just say, to me, vulnerability is... but it is digging deep and it's being completely honest with your audience.